Hello everyone, and welcome to my Phantom Forces movement guide. I'm going to start from the very basics and move up to some advanced tricks that some of the highest ranked players in the game don't even know about. A little disclaimer before we get started, these tricks will not turn you into a movement god. You're going to have to practice this and learn when to use them so that you can develop your own playstyle and become a movement god yourself. The first thing I'm going to talk about is emp-sliding. Now this is the fastest way to move around the map. If you understand how to do this, you'll know that you can get to the enemy spawn way quicker than everyone else in the server. And to do this, it's pretty straightforward. All you need to know how to do is the standing slide and then the jump. The standing slide is pretty straightforward. You just press C and then space right after. Make sure to let go of shift after you do the standing slide because it's essential to the jump. Now the jump, you're going to want to do it at the end of the standing slide. And when you do the jump, you press shift right after so you get a little bit of a speed boost and an extra height boost as well. Just doing it a couple more times, I'm going to show you. The standing slide, jump at the end, press shift after jump. Now you can jump on top of objects that are a little bit too tall for normal jumping, and if you don't want a super jump, you can just do a normal emp-slide. You get a little bit of a jump boost and you can use that to your advantage. When you emp-slide on top of a box, your super jump is off cooldown and you can do it right after without having to wait for the dive to come back. Next, I'm going to talk about Zingus Sliding. Even though this has been nerfed over time, it's still easy to do and I think it's still worth talking about. All you need to do is get yourself on an elevated spot, you slide off, let go of shift, and then press shift again right as you hit the ground, like this. If you want to carry this momentum further than you normally would be able to, you can vault mid Zingus slide so you can carry that momentum further and you can cover more distance. You can do it off of the very top of this tower right here. You can do it off of something as small as this. You just need to be at an elevated position so you get the little speed boost. Next, I'm going to talk about super jumping. Super jumping is really easy once you get the hang of it, and you'll find that it's super useful on a map like Warehouse because all the walls are the perfect height for super jumping. To do the actual jump, you need to hold shift, press space, and then your dive key midair. You don't need to be moving in any sort of direction. Just as long as you're holding shift, you're going to be able to dive. When you're trying to time your super jump for maximum height, you don't want to be pressing your dive key too early or too late. You want to press dive right before you reach the apex of your jump so that you get the most height that you can get out of a single super jump. Now, if you want to do the standing variation of the super jump, all you need to do is tap your ADS button after you dive. If you want to super jump off to the side, you have to turn your mouse to whichever direction you want to jump in before you press Z. Now, if you don't do that, you'll just end up jumping forward and you'll belly flap like an idiot. So, turn to the side and then press Z to jump off. I'm going to switch over to Desert Storm to teach you guys some ladder tech. One thing that you can do on every single ladder in the game is look directly up, start climbing the ladder, and then your gun is going to be ready no matter what. Because normally whenever you attach to a ladder, your gun aims down and you can't shoot. So just keep that in mind. Now to do any of the fun stuff on a ladder, you need to make sure that it's on a slant like this one right here. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the ladder boost. To do it, you got to approach the ladder looking down and backwards like this. And then you walk up to it like this, hold space, and then you'll fly up it. Sometimes you'll even fly up into the air, like that. You have to make sure that you walk backwards into it and then hold space. You can't jump onto it and then hold space. It doesn't work like that. Now you can do that and then combine it with a dive at the top. So you do like a super big super jump. Like that. I like doing it off of this ladder because you can do that and then you're immediately on the rooftop. So this next trick is called a ladder launch, and all it is a way to launch yourself up into the air, and you can like do trick shots off of it, but it's not that useful. I don't recommend trying to like push yourself to learn this. I think it's just something cool that you can do. Anyways, what you have to do is line yourself up at a 45-degree angle from the ladder, either from the right or the left, and you want to do a standing slide into the ladder. Then you ADS, and as soon as you start to climb the ladder, you're going to press space. And it looks something like this. So next, I'm going to talk about the chair boost, specifically the ones on Desert Storm, like the ones right in front of me. I'm going to show you guys how to boost yourself into the air, and specifically in this area, you can land on the rooftop using this trick. So all this is a standing slide into the chair, and right as you start to climb the back of the chair right here is when you're going to want to press spacebar. And if you time it properly, you should fly up into the air and get enough height to land on the roof. Just to showcase this one more time. All three of these chairs right in front of me work the same as the one that I just showed before, but these aren't that useful because there's nothing that you need to boost and get on top of. I just like doing it here because why not? Next, I'm going to talk about the launch tech, specifically on tables like this. gennstar Hims is another Phantom Forces YouTuber who already went in depth on this and made a pretty good tutorial on it. I'm basically just going to reiterate what he said. Okay, to do the actual launch tech, you just need to do a standing slide, ADS, and then jump right as you start to climb the table like this. You can do it on all of these white fold-out tables. It's super easy to do it on. I recommend practicing on these. But you can also do it on any object that you start to automatically climb, like this table right here. Sometimes you can do it on the cars, but it's hard to find the specific spot you can do it on. You just need to be creative, and finding spots like this isn't very difficult. You just need to know what to look for. So if your character starts to automatically climb stuff like that, and it sort of acts like a ladder even though it doesn't look like a ladder, that's something that you can launch tech off of. So the last trick I'm going to try and explain is how to vault and then dive right after. It's going to be a little bit complicated and it's going to take some getting used to, but you can end up doing jumps like this, where you can dive right after vaulting out of a window, and you can even turn around 180 and make it onto the roof of the same building you're in. This works especially well on Desert Storm because the buildings are practically made for it. So you approach, you run up to the window, and right as you hit the windowsill, that's when you're going to want to vault. After you vault, you're going to wait about half a second until you're up in the air at your highest point, and then you're going to press space, then shift, then Z. I forgot to mention, after you vault out of the window, you're going to want to release shift, because it's essential to doing the dive part of this jump. So, to show it again, jump out, space, shift, Z. Run, release shift, press space, then shift, then Z. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of the movement guide. If you have any further questions on how to do a specific trick, or if I didn't mention something in this video that you want to know how to do, join my Discord, the link is going to be in the description, and then just ask me any questions you have there. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something new, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. See ya.